what really brought my interest in addiction treatment to the fore was my experiences with my daughter. Mm-hmm. We actually have 4 kids, but as a teenager and young adult, she ended up getting a very severe alcoholism addiction. And over the course of 5 or 6 years, she was in and out of treatment multiple times. And I kept finding myself in the situation where we're in the ER. She's got a blood alcohol level of 0.43 or 0.46. Sometimes she was airlifted there. It was horrendous. And each time I was forced to make what's really a life and death decision about where to send her for treatment on the basis of blind luck. At one time, somebody had mentioned at a picnic 6 months before, I should check out this treatment center. And I happened to remember it when I needed to find treatment yet again for her. And each time I would call the admissions counselors at addiction treatment centers, and they were always so nice and so wonderful. Mm-hmm. And I would say, and what is your success rate? And they'd say, trust me, we're one of the best, Yeah. The wonderful thing is that we always found really effective treatment. And as a result, my daughter has now been sober for 7.5 years. She's completely turned her life around. She's married. She has a wonderful job. She has 2 children. In fact, she just left this morning after spending a month here with her newborn and her almost 6-year-old and her husband. So we have been incredibly blessed because of the wonderful treatment that she found. Mm-hmm. But it shouldn't have relied on blind luck. There should be a way that families and parents looking for effective treatment are able to identify those treatment centers that meet their needs, that have the best success rates. So when the worst was behind us, I decided, I was running a marketing agency at the time, and I decided as a labor of love that I wanted to create a way for the families coming behind us to find the treatment centers with the best outcomes. Mm-hmm. And so as a side project, I created a website called Conquer Addiction, where parents could look for treatment and they could put in, the location and what type of treatment they needed and any other criteria, what insurance company, what have you. And the treatment centers with the best proven outcomes would show up at the top of your search. So I created this in 2015 and was then horrified to find that there were only 5 treatment centers in the entire U.S. who were monitoring their results and were willing to share the results with us. Mm-hmm. And so this was the fall of 2015, and I thought, I can't start to promote a website that recommends Karen and 4 of the Foundation Recovery Centers. It just doesn't make sense. But I didn't want to completely give up. And so what I did was I went to one of the addiction treatment conferences and started talking with a bunch of treatment center owners. And I said, I don't get it. Why aren't you tracking your outcomes? And enough of them said they wanted to. It was in next year's strategic plan. They didn't have a clue how to do it, that I thought there's a business opportunity here. And because of my background, I had spent 5 years programming and running software companies. I was a researcher. I was comfortable on the political stage. All of those things kind of came together, and I was able to dig into the academic research and develop some software and monitoring tools and a cost-effective way to follow up with patients after treatment. And I launched that through Vista Research Group, and we have now monitored over 36,000 patients during treatment and about 10,000 patients after treatment since I launched that in March of 2016.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And you're absolutely right. I mean, I think so often parents are just totally overwhelmed. If you go online, there's all these different numbers. You have no idea what's good, what's not good. You're hearing, you're basing it maybe on a recommendation from a friend, but then again, everyone's different situation is different. So what works for one child is not necessarily going to work for somebody else. So it is very difficult. So this is amazing that you're doing this. And again, it's so needed. Very, very much.
I was very excited this June that we finally have reached a critical mass of treatment centers that are monitoring their outcomes. And in conjunction with my daughter, who has joined me on the board of Conquer Addiction, we have relaunched Conquer Addiction with over 50 treatment centers on it, hopefully growing rapidly over time. And there is now a place that families or anyone searching for treatment can go and for free see a directory, do a search by state or by age of the patient or by treatment type or by insurance company, or I really want a 12-step program, or I really don't want a 12-step program. All of that sort of things you can enter into your search criteria, and those treatment centers with the best proven outcomes according to an independent panel of judges. And they don't have to be using Vista Research Group. They can be using any outcomes researcher or even doing it internally, as long as they comply with the rules that these addiction treatment experts have set. Then they can be part of Conquer Addiction Search. And then you'll find the treatment centers that meet your criteria, and those with the best proven outcomes will show up at the top of the list. And so I'm really excited that we're finally bringing things full circle and providing this information back to the parents, because that's really where it all started for me. That was my original objective.